Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are having a fantastic day ahead. As for me, I still cannot believe that we are already in the year 2021. 2020 just passed by just like that because of the pandemic, and I'm just sitting here going like, okay, we're at 2021 and it's Valentines, like gifting collections are all upcoming, so yeah, it's been a minute. But I also realized I have not done a get ready with me for this year. So just to kickstart off 2021, because this is my first video for the year, let's do a quick get ready with me, and I will show you guys a couple of new products that came in, as well as some products that I got for myself that I thought was worth the splurge. But in the meantime, you guys, if you have not joined our little family on this channel, then please do click on that subscribe button and join in the fun. I promise you there'll be a lot of amazing content coming your way. I do have a couple of things planned, which is just going to be fantastic. And if you have belonged to the family already, then welcome back. I am so glad to see you guys here. And without further ado, let's dive right into this video. Now, honestly, I'm so excited to be on camera again because it's been a minute and I've really missed it, and I missed you guys too. But don't worry, I have not been slacking. I do post creative looks on my Instagram, which I will just pop off some here. So if you guys are interested to see that, you can always follow the handle @penmyblog on Instagram for that. In the meantime, we got a couple of new releases, and you guys, I'm excited. Now, just a disclaimer, on my face, I'm only wearing concealer and brows and a little bit of like balm for the lips because I don't know, for some reason the lips have been chapping again. I've been having a minute with that, but it is what it is. But in the meantime, let's talk about Fenty Beauty first and foremost, because let's do up the face. I didn't put any powder, it's just concealer and brows and balm, so I need some coverage. So Fenty Beauty has come up with their Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Powder Foundation, and this, you guys, comes in 50 shades. I'm actually looking at the template over here, and you guys, doesn't Rihanna look absolutely gorgeous in this? She looks stunning. And what this actually does is that it is blurring, long wear, non-cakey, light as air, no flashback, crease resistant, sweat resistant, and humidity resistant. I honestly got pulled in by humidity because, you know, we live in Malaysia and we tend to sweat a lot whenever we are outside, so we definitely need something that is full coverage and able to like give the flawless blurring kind of finish. So this one is all about that, and 50 shades, like that's amazing to me. Like honestly, Fenty Beauty is just coming out with all inclusive and it's for everybody kind of concept, and I'm just living for it. Take a look at Rihanna. Look how beautiful she looks in this kit, and look at that shade range. That is incredible. Like I honestly feel like she caters something for everybody, and that's just fantastic in my book. Now the ones that I have here is in 220, 235 and 250. Now the shade that I'm going to choose is in 235 because this one has pretty much gold undertones, so I'm going for that kind of beat. So as you guys can see, I've been having some irregularities around this part of my face, especially the chin area, because of maskne. If you guys are not familiar with the term, it's basically mask acne. They just combined it. It's kind of smart. It is because all of us have been wearing masks whenever we go out, and it's a mandatory thing, as you guys obviously know. So I've been having a couple of breakouts, which is honestly not that fun, but you know, it's the new norm, so it is what it is. But at the same time, this one is supposed to provide a full coverage finish, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. So this is how the product looks like, and it has the powder inside when you snap it open, and there is a hidden compartment underneath where it has the sponge. Now this one you can actually apply it on with either a brush applicator, or you can apply it straight on with the sponge itself. But for me personally, I always like using my brushes, so I'm going to go in with that. Now I'm just going to take a little bit and apply it along the areas where I feel like I want to take away any of that, you know, excess oil that I seem to be having. It is definitely very lightweight upon application, and there is a blurring kind of finish to it, which I really like. So I'm only going to apply the powder to half of my face so you guys can see the difference. Wow, I'm going really light-handed on this because I don't really need a full coverage look for today's like finish, although I don't really know what I'm going to be doing for the eye makeup, but it's kind of fun to like figure it out on the way. But this one looks really good, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it is very blurring. It has a soft matte finish, definitely takes away any excess oil. As you guys can see, I had like on this side a little bit on the nose, and this one gives like a very nice blurring perfecting finish, which is fantastic. So I'm just gonna do the same thing for the other side because I don't want to look greasy. So this is the finish, and I have to say, spot on. I really like this. All right, so for the next one up, I'm going to be doing the eyes. And you guys, the palette for this look, I have been dying to get my hands on this palette the moment I saw its release, and the price point was actually not bad comparatively to like the rest of its line, if you know what I mean. So it's a little bit top tier, but you guys, I saw the colors and I just couldn't resist. I had to buy it, and I actually already used it for one look on Instagram, which I thought was so beautiful. And yeah, now I'm gonna show it to you guys how it performs on camera. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Mthship Mega Celestial Divinity Eyeshadow Palette. It is a mouthful, I know, but you guys, the packaging gets me every single time. Now, I absolutely love Pat McGrath. I think that she is the bee's knees whenever it comes to formulations. And the first time ever, I think way before Pat McGrath even launched in Malaysia, I actually got a couple of her lipsticks off her site. And let me tell you guys, when I first tried on the formulation, I thought it was something like no other, and it was amazing. So when they brought it down to Malaysia, I was like, oh my gosh, like finally. But then the price point hit, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's just way out of my budget. But the reason being why I decided to get this palette, it was because it was a 20% sale. That was number one. And number two, the colors. You guys, I'm just going to put up the video here and show you guys all the colors in this glorious palette, and you tell me who wouldn't be pulled in by this, because I definitely was. So for today's look, I'm going to be playing with a little bit of purples, a little bit of gold, and ooh, there is a beautiful like shimmery like pearlescent green here that I am just dying to try out. So maybe we can like implement that and see how it goes. So for this one, I'm going to be doing, like I mentioned, a more purplish kind of look. So I kind of want my crease line to be a more purple tone shade. And you guys, Pat McGrath formulations never miss its mark. Like honestly, I'm just dusting this color very lightly on the lid, and you see how much of payoff that gives to the lid. That is just extremely beautiful. I'm not going to do anything overly exaggerated because, you know, first video back, we don't want to come on with such a strong look and then everybody's just going to look at the eyes and go, oh girl, what were you thinking? So I'm going to go something that maybe you can use like on a night out. Not that we're going anywhere, but you know, it'd be kind of like a fun look to do. So can you see, this is the matte, and oh my gosh, like how beautiful is that? Now honestly, if I had all the money in the world, I would put my investment in Pat McGrath, because I just think her formulations, her color, even her color story when it comes to the palettes that she puts out, I think they are just very spot on. And as you guys can see, this is just so light-handed, you guys. I did this in like what, 2 minutes? But I haven't blended anything out yet, so don't worry if it looks too harsh. This is how it looks like. Oh my gosh, how pretty is that? So I'm going to be taking a clean brush, and I'm going to be using the Makeup Geek. This is the soft dome brush. This is such a good blending brush, you guys. I can't even. I got this very early on, I think, you know, when this one was just launched, because I was looking for a good blending brush. And yeah, it does not disappoint, because I've been using this brush for years and the shape has remained, you know, and then the blendability of how it does its shadows has remained. So I'm actually really glad I invested in it. So once this is blended out, I don't really want a deep shade next. I'm just going to be going with a lighter pink just to diffuse up here. Oh my gosh, that blended so effortlessly. And yeah, over here. So we have a little bit of like a mixed color kickback, if you will. Because my arch is pretty high, you guys, so if it doesn't get any color, when you turn a certain way, it looks like, you know, the pigment has kind of stopped there, so I don't want that. I just want a little bit, just a diffuse of color right on the top. And blend out here, blend out there, and there you go. Now obviously I wanted to play with the greens, so I'm going to be taking that celestial shade that I showed you guys that I wanted to try out. I'm just going to be placing it like at the center corner of my eye. Alright, now let's do the same shape for this part of the eye. And guys, keep in mind, I am putting on a shimmer shade and there is not a lot of fallout. I mean, there is a little bit, obviously, because this is a pressed shadow, but you can't argue with the results. Man, that is stunning. So now I'm going to dust off any excess underneath the eyes because we don't really need that in our life. And then I'm just going to put a slightly darker shade at the end here, and I'm going to be connecting at the bottom lash line with that same purple shade that I had put on top. So I'm quickly going to do that off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so the eyes are done, and honestly I want to show you guys like how the eyeliner from one size performed because I actually already have it with me, but for some reason I couldn't find it, so I just went ahead with my usual Maybelline Hyper Sharp liner. That liner is my go-to for every single thing. The precision on that is just beautiful, but the one size actually might be my new favorite because the pigmentation on that one was just out of this world. It's definitely one of a kind. It's definitely one of the blackest liners I've ever used. And yes, I've used it once before, hence as to why I know how the pigmentation actually pays off. But in terms of precision, I have to say the Maybelline Hyper Sharp is definitely my number one go-to because in terms of drugstore products, that one hits the mark. Now next up, I'm going to contour the face, but because I don't really have any new contour powders to show you guys, I'm going to be going in with my trusty Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in medium deep because it gives that shadow effect without making it too dark. You know how sometimes bronzers can literally make your face look darker than it appears to, or you just see a very dark line across that? Yeah, this one doesn't do that, and I've been using this for the longest time to a point that I have already hit pan. But this is my absolute favorite bronzer. I use it every single day, and honestly you can't go wrong with this one. Right, so now we have the bronzer down, let's talk about blush. Now for this one, I actually want to show you guys something new from PIXY. If you guys aren't familiar with PIXY Cosmetics, don't worry, I have listed their link down below so you guys can check out their products in the description box. So they came out with this PIXY Make It Glow Adorable Marble Blush, and you guys, isn't this just so beautiful? Look at this. Now this one is honestly not a mattifying blush of any sense. This one definitely has a little bit of shimmer in it. For me, on a more personal note, I always prefer my blushes to be matte, partly because I play a lot with highlight and I already have one gleaming here. I don't need another one gleaming here, if you know what I mean. But for this one, let's try it out because I've actually tried this out once, but it was a very light swatch, so I did like the payoff on that. But let's go a little bit more with it this time around and let's see if that shimmer actually like transfers onto the skin. So let's give that a go. I'm really going ham with this, you guys. It's subtle. It's not as strong as I thought it was. Like, oof, okay, that flash of color is really nice. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more because I do want to see a little bit more color. Honestly, I thought there was going to be like a shimmer payoff to it, but when I blend it out, the shimmer doesn't show. It's more like a gleaming sort of glow from within kind of finish. The only thing with this about the color though, you might need to build it up to where you want it. So because the eye look is really strong for me, so I needed a little bit more color on the cheeks, and this is the finished look. Okay, I like it. So for my highlight, this is nothing new. This is the standard combination that I always go for. If I want a more gleaming highlight, I would take a consistency like this. This is the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter. This is my go-to everyday favorite, absolute favorite highlighter. You guys will see why in a minute. Like, oh my god. It's just so beautiful. Now the reason why I like this formulation for the highlight is because you can go two ways about it. If you don't want it intense and you just want that gleam and glow from within, you can just apply it on like this and leave it like that. But for me, because I always like to go that extra length, I always top it out with a powdered highlight. So you guys will see the different finish with it. So I'm just going to do one with, this is another one that I always use. This is the MAC Oh Darling Extra Dimension Skin Finish. And this gives such a beautiful glow to the skin without it being too over the top, if you guys know what I mean. So I'm going to be taking a little bit and just applying it right on top of that. And you guys can see, like, this one gives a more blinging highlight as opposed to this one, which is a little bit more on the natural side. Now for lipstick shades, I actually got a couple of new ones from Duck Cosmetics. They recently came out with a newly revamped version of their Lipstickwitu. This is a satin lipstick, and the formulation has been amped up to be more comfortable, more long wearing. The color, pigmentation and all that is supposed to be really good. So I've actually done swatches on my TikTok. If you guys want to follow me, it is at Shiv-B Creates. I'm trying to do a little bit more looks there, as well as all the dances. I'm not great at it, okay, to be honest. I'm just trying my level best. But anyway, with regards to the lipstick, since the eye look is pretty intense, I'm either going to be going in with number 600 or 601. And you guys, the names on this is like in relation to Friends. So if you guys are a big fan of Friends, you are absolutely going to love this. Number 600 is How You Doin', and 601 is We Were on a Break. So, you know, you have those two. Now, I'm going to show you guys like the two shades over here. And personally, I think for this particular look, I want something a little bit more muted on the lips. Not too much like showy, but you know, just nice for that balance in terms of strong and neutral. So more neutral lip seems to be the way to go. So I'm going to go with 601, We Were on a Break. Now, the color payoff for this is really nice, by the way. It's super comfortable, very lightweight. And I think among most of the satin lipsticks I have tried, this has got to be one of my favorite, like more comfortable formulations. So it is very, very nice. And this color honestly just complements this look to no end. So alright you guys, that is basically it for today's Get Ready With Me video. I really hope you all enjoyed this catch-up session, because this was honestly so enjoyable to me, because you know, we spoke about makeup, we finally did a look, it's been a minute, and it's so nice to, you know, try on new things, to see what has been going on in the beauty industry in a while. And a lot of the products that I've tried on here really surprised me, and honestly I loved the overall outcome of this look. I think it's absolutely splendid. And you know, in terms of the foundation for Fenty Beauty, I have to say it's holding up really well. Everything that is layered on top looks great, and this lipstick, really nice. Pat McGrath, I don't have to say, you guys know I love it. And on overall, I think this is just a splendid look. You know, you can go out with this like maybe at night for dinner, you want to jazz it up, you can always do that. So if you guys did enjoy this video and you found it helpful, informative and all that, then please do click on that subscribe button and do hit on that notification bell, because there are going to be more video uploads starting from this week onwards. So yeah, I really hope you guys join the family, join the fun, and there will be a giveaway as well that will be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that one. But in the meantime, you guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day, stay safe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.